think we should start off with, you've guessed it, the 20th Century Fox intro. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum bum. Do 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 do, bum 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 bum, ba da ba 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 bum ba da bum, do 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 do, bum ba dum, ba ba bum 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 ba dum bum 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 bum, dun 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 dun. My Time in Outer Space, even though it wasn't fun, by Princess Peach Toadstool, aka me. So this story is all about the events that took place in Super Mario Galaxy, but from my point of view, and how they managed to rescue me in the end, and what happened to the universe after what Bowser did. Okay, so there was this one night. It was a lovely night. There were fireworks in the sky. Everybody was happy. We were just watching the star bits shower down from the sky, and it was so beautiful. The Star Festival is held once a century. And actually what this celebration is about is a special comet that passes through the skies. A lot of preparation went into the Star Festival. Like, I baked cakes, and toads were decorating the town. There were lots of beautiful lights in the town square, and they were shaped like stars. So beautiful. I also invited my friends to watch some fireworks with me, like Mario, Luigi, and everybody, really. We were supposed to have a dinner party together at the castle. So, this is how the series of events unfolded, okay? How things became chaos, okay? So, at around 6 p.m., I was just kind of walking around the Toad Town Square, just looking at the decorations that were being put up, like the lights and the beautiful, I don't know what you call them, but you see them at birthday parties along streamers. Yeah, the streamers. So beautiful. And the funny thing about the decorations is that even during the daytime, the amount of color is so vibrant. So then, at around 6:30, I decided to go back to the castle and just do some baking. Bake a cake. Alrighty? So, I'm baking my cake, and it's a strawberry and vanilla cake. My traditional favorite. The one I like to bake Mario when he rescues me. But I made sure it was much bigger this time for the Star Festival. So then, after a while, I get a call on my phone, and it's from Mario. And this is around 8:30 that evening, where Mario's ringing me to tell me that he's on his way into Toad Town. So I got really excited, and I'm like, yes! So my friends are arriving for dinner, and the firework display, awesome! So I decide to go back to the kitchen and check on the cake and dinner to see how it's doing. And all the Toad chefs are doing a mighty good job getting everything ready for the beautiful, wonderful, extravagant dinner party we're about to have. So, I'm just waiting for Mario, who still hasn't arrived yet, but it's alright because he's not late. We were supposed to meet at 9:30, and I just spent some time waiting in the main lounge hall in the castle at around 9:15, 15 minutes before Mario was due to arrive. But that was when Bowser attacked. Uh-oh! Oh no. So, what happened that night when Bowser attacked? Well, you see, typical Bowser, coming in at the worst possible times with his airships and enter the airspace above the Toad Town. Cannons were shot throughout the town, and toads were badly hurt because of the attacks. When this attack started, Mario had only arrived into Toad Town, and he was hearing the shots, and he panicked. He was like, no way, what is going on here? And he had to dodge them as he ran through the town. What was it that Bowser even wanted by attacking the kingdom like this? Well, Bowser wanted to create his very own galaxy in the center of the universe. He wanted to destroy the rest of the entire universe too. And you know the funniest thing about this guy? He felt like his plan wasn't ready unless I decided to become his wife and spend my time in this universe with him for for the rest of time. Ew, I would never marry Bowser. Never. Ugh. Thinking about it makes me sick. So this is quite a long, this is quite long, I have to say, but I'm just gonna shorten it down and say it in my own words. Yes, Casper says, this ain't right. Oh, I agree. Bowser does a lot of damage. Ugh, so annoying. So what was destroyed or taken because of Bowser's attacks that night of the Star Festival? Well, the castle courtyard walkway. So the path leading up to the castle was just completely cracked, just destroyed. And then next, the toad houses that were located in Toad Town were broken too. Like the windows are broken, the roofs came flying off. So bad. I felt so sorry for the toads that live at the center of town because their houses were the most vulnerable to Bowser's cannon attacks from his airship. Then the SS Princess Peach. This ship was actually named after me. Well, you knew that. Pretty self-explanatory. But because it was parked in the harbor, the Toad Harbor, it was very close to where Bowser's attacks were coming from and got some damage done to its second floor. And not only that, yes, Tsukiko said it, Bowser also crystallized the toads too. You're right. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Bowser crystallized the toads, and at the very start, Mario hadn't gained his powers to help them, so he felt so sorry for them. And most of all, we just felt like our peace was taken away from us because we just wanted to celebrate the Star Festival, but now we couldn't. And the castle was stolen and uprooted into outer space. So, here comes the part about my part in the story of the events of Super Mario Galaxy. So, as you can see here, there's a few pictures of me, and some were taken just as I was being captured, and others were when I was being rescued. I think so. Oh, my memory's a bit blurry, but I was busy worrying and being scared the whole time. So, where was I for this whole thing? So, I was in space. Well, you knew that. But I gotta say, space is beautiful, right? But all the stars, the planets, the galaxies, but it's also terrifying, especially when you're taken there against your own will and you have no idea how to travel through space by yourself. Thanks a lot, Bowser. Thanks a lot. So what was my time in space like? Well, it was very lonely and very frightening. I mean, I thought I would be fine because I was actually captured with my castle. But the thing is, there was no power in the castle. So Bowser decided to just hand me torches that were lit up by his fire breath. Then after that, once he'd collected enough power stars, he offered to use those power stars to power my castle in the middle of space. And he tried to tell me that this was a better life than my castle being back down in Toad Town, like usual, which was really ridiculous, I have to say. So, he kept mentioning this mysterious space lady called, well, I didn't know her name at the time, but I get to know her name. But when I was captured in my castle in the center of space, Bowser kept talking about how he was so awesome and so cool and so amazing because he managed to steal a whole load of power stars from a space lady wearing a blue dress. He kept boasting about the fact that she and her star children were now left without power for their home starship, in a random corner of space. So, really and truly, Bowser has a massive ego, and he felt so confident in the fact that he took away the power for Rosalina's Comet Observatory and left her and the Lumas stumbling about in the dark. So, at the very start, actually, a Luma had actually traveled down to Toad Town on behalf of the rest of the Lumas to celebrate the Star Festival. So then, when I heard Bowser bragging about Rosalina and how he stole from her starship, I just realized that the Star Child that had paid a visit to the Mushroom Kingdom was actually a child of Rosalina. And you know what this little star baby told me? That the Mushroom Kingdom was so special to Rosalina because she spent her earliest childhood memories in the Mushroom Kingdom. So, how was I able to write letters? So, if you have ever played Super Mario Galaxy, you notice that when Mario goes on his quest, he actually gets letters from me. But how is that possible? And why does Bowser let me? Well, surprisingly, Bowser would actually allow me to send letters. Quite a lot, honestly. But he would always be like, well, yeah, you can send letters. Whatever, you know, who cares? Yeah, you can send the letters, but no one's gonna read them. I mean, who is going to find them? The chances of them being read are 0%. So just don't even think. I mean, yeah, you can write them, but they're useless. But I was almost discouraged by hearing that. But then I realized, well, I actually began to believe that the only time that my letters have a 0% chance of being read is if I never even wrote them at all. I also even attached one-up mushrooms because I knew how space could be so dangerous, especially with all the black holes and the traps and the pitfalls and just everything in general. Oof. And Bowser's minions. They were just patrolling all the different galaxies out there. So this is an example of a letter that I wrote. Oh my gosh, this brings back so many memories. Dear whomever may find this is Princess Peach of the Mushroom Kingdom. Bowser has trapped me in an empty shell of my castle in the center of the universe. The rooms are dimly lit with torches lit by Bowser's fire breath. The castle smells smoky all the time, and it is hard to see. I'm scared and tired. And this is where the Toad Brigade come in. So the Toad Brigade actually are a team of toads that come together to serve the kingdom in times of great need. Altogether, there are 4 toads on the team, with a red toad as the captain toad. So I was captured with my castle guards. Those were the guards you saw in the very first cutscene of Super Mario Galaxy. But the Toad Brigade were very brave because they traveled into outer space, even though they were very nervous, and their ship was honestly quite old and needed a lot of repairs. Not only that, but they had literally never even been to space. But they decided to take the risk and head on onwards. Very brave of them. Now, meeting Mario. So, when the Toad Brigade had arrived in outer space, they came across a large starship. It wasn't moving or traveling anywhere. They noticed that some sections of it had power, and decided to try their luck and approached it. To their surprise, there was Mario, who had been granted the power to explore the galaxies by Luma. Then Rosalina kindly allowed them to use a garage area to improve their spaceship, so that they could travel further into space. So Mario had actually been helping Rosalina at this point to retrieve the power stars that were stolen by Bowser to make his huge, big galaxy come to life. So, Mario and Rosalina actually gave the Toad Brigade some stars so that they could fuel their spaceship to travel further into space to try to find me. Bowser's Galaxy Reactor. So this is all about Bowser's universe that he was trying to make. So, when the Toad Brigades got Mario's help, and Rosalina's help, so Rosalina gave help in the sense that she had so much knowledge about making starships. So she was able to help them with the repairs, and Mario, in collecting some power stars from different galaxies out there, was able to lend these stars to the Toad Brigade so that they had enough fuel to travel further into outer space. But the Toad Brigades were very scared because there were so many galaxies with Bowser's minions guarding them. Oh, and of course the massive, creepy black holes. Bowser's galaxy was becoming bigger and bigger by the day. Like, when I was captured, I could only see it was just getting bigger all the time. And it wasn't even that it was like this beautiful thing. It was so scary. It was so full of traps and bullet bills and just, wow. You really gotta watch your step in Bowser's universe and his galaxy. Oh my goodness. Bowser's galaxy was just becoming this huge fortress. And the Toad Brigades were just like, maybe we should have a closer look. Even though they were scared too, because they'd never even traveled through space before. So, how did the Toad Brigade approach the Galaxy Fortress? Well, the Toad Brigade were kind of like, well, it can't be that bad. I mean, we've been traveling to different galaxies, right? So this is probably just another one of these ones. And yes, it will be dangerous, but how bad can it be? And maybe we can find some more power stars to fuel our ship, so that's handy. But they soon realized that the temperatures were so high because of all the energy of the power stars that Bowser had stolen. So when they decided to have a closer look at Bowser's galaxy, they noticed all of Bowser's flags with his big ugly face on them. And then that's when they realized they were closer to finding me. But they were so scared too. So scared. So what did the Toad Brigade do after they found Bowser's galaxy? Well, you know, it could just be easy to just be like, well, just get Peach out of there, and that's the end, bye. But instead of that, they were like, I think we should play this safe. And Captain Toad was like, you know what? I think, right, we just need to sneak in. And the size of their spaceship was actually an advantage for them because it was so small that the size of Bowser's galaxy that was expanding every day meant that it was really hard to detect it. But still, it was quite risky for them to enter Bowser's galaxy because there were so many bullet bills and traps and just Bowser's henchmen everywhere. So, they eventually got to me at Bowser's galaxy, and that was when Captain Toad came to me and told me that managed to visit me. So they would visit me kind of regularly, but they had to be very strategic about it. So Captain Toad told me that Mario had been working with Rosalina, the commander of the Comet Observatory. So he told me that help was on the way, because once the Comet Observatory had enough power stars to fuel its large engine, Rosalina and Mario would be able to travel to the center of the universe and rescue me. I used to feel very discouraged about writing letters, but I felt even more confident now, knowing that Mario was on the way. And I was so proud of the Toad Brigade making their way to help me and telling me that everything was going to be okay. While I was captured, Bowser Jr. would often be like, "You're gonna be my mama, you're gonna be my mama," and I'm like, yeah, right. I don't know about that. But I didn't let that annoy me, because I knew that Mario was on his way, so I wrote more letters. And I would usually include 5 one-up mushrooms in my letters, so that he had a good supply for his space travels. I was very proud of my mushroom heroes, the Toad Brigade and Mario. They never gave up on their mission to rescue me. My rescue! We're getting to the very end of this. Mario and Rosalina soon had enough power in the Comet Observatory to travel directly to the center of the universe. I felt a bit nervous because I knew about all the traps that Bowser had set up in his new galaxy. Mario traveled through the galaxy, where he confronted Bowser in an ultimate galactic showdown. Uh-oh! What happened to Bowser's fortress? Once Bowser had been defeated by Mario in a long galactic battle, his galaxy falls to pieces and is very unstable. This causes a massive black hole to appear, which had the power to consume the entire universe. And that's where Luma comes in. Luma's sacrifice. The big black hole forming because of Bowser's dwindling galaxy could have swallowed up all of the universe. That was when the Luma, who had followed Mario in his travels, who granted him the power of his powers for space travel, decided there was only one thing left to do. This brave young hero saved the universe by sacrificing himself. Mario was both shocked and devastated. To him, he was simply a little child. Oh. Welcome, new galaxy! Rosalina, the protector of the cosmos, had explained to Mario that the universe was going to be reborn. Not only that, but that he shouldn't be sad about the Luma. This is because that all life will start anew. I woke up just outside my castle, and I was so confused to see that everything was back to normal, pretty much. Had it not been for the Toad Brigade, Mario, Rosalina, and the Lumas, the rest of the universe would have ceased to exist. Da-da-da-da! That was the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed.